You might want to sit on a cushion or a block if that feels good. And then we're going to take the palms flat onto the knees today, so the energy of the hands grounding down. So we're going to try and settle ourselves today. In this time of the year, things can get a little bit fast, a little bit chaotic, a little bit hectic. So we're just going to ground down. That's our theme today, finding a bit of steadiness under our feet. So when you're ready, palms on the knees, sitting nice and tall, and gently closing the eyes when you're ready. And just taking a few moments to allow the body to settle. And as the body settles, maybe you begin to notice the mind will settle too. Allowing any busyness from the day to just fade away here, putting it on pause for the next hour, as this is your well-deserved time and space. And then tuning into your breathing, the simple breath, just noticing the effortless coming and going. And tuning into our subtle energies now. As we inhale, maybe you can feel a sense of lifting up and lengthening up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, a sense of energy coming back down to the ground. So this might just be a feeling, a very subtle sensation of rising on the inhale and coming back down on the exhale. If you're someone that likes visualizing, you can always bring your awareness to the spine, and on the inhale, take your awareness up the spine to the crown of the head. And then on your exhale, bringing it back down to the tailbone, out, maybe through your bottom chakra, the root chakra, and down into the earth. And these energies, the upward energy is called prana vayu, and the downward energy is called apana vayu. So we're just connecting to this cycle, this natural rhythm that's within us with the breath. Just take a few more rounds, maybe softening the shoulders, the jaw, the face, really feeling a sense of having arrived. And then just allowing that visualization and the connecting to the energy here, and just bringing your attention back to your simple breath. We're going to take the right hand onto the heart, flat, taking the palm flat onto the chest and the left palm on top, and just pressing down into the heart space now. Feeling a sense of giving back to yourself, of reconnecting, of owning this space that you're in, owning this body, owning this time, this moment. And before we finish our opening meditation, just take a moment to connect to your intention for the practice. So what is it that you would like to cultivate? Maybe what you would like to gain from the practice. just dropping the chin to the chest now. Allow space at the back of the neck to lengthen slightly, drop the shoulders. And then blinking the eyes, softly gaze into the ground as you open the eyes up. And then bringing the head back up to come out of our meditation. Wonderful. So we're just going to swap directions of the legs. So if your legs are crossed, then just leaning back and changing over here. We're going to do our first few poses from Sukhasana, our easy seat. So when you're ready, from here we're going to inhale, take the arms nice and wide, reaching up, gazing up towards the hands. And then following your left hand with the gaze as you take it down to the ground and gently ease into a side bend here. Good. You might want to draw the right shoulder back to open up through the chest a bit more. And just notice how the shoulder feels, how your right shoulder feels. You might want to really become straight in the arm, reach through the fingertips, but you also might benefit from just being a little bit softer today. Bending the elbow, maybe wiggling in the shoulder. So I really encourage you to pay attention to how it feels in your body and make these little micro adjustments to what feels good for you. Do as much or as little as you like today. On the next inhale, we're going to come back through to center. Let's take the gaze back down to the left hand and follow it back up. And as you exhale, taking the right hand down, gently settling into the earth as we lean over to the right. And you can either keep the gaze down to the right hand or you can take it up to the left. And again, just making the adjustment with our top arm. Maybe you want to draw the shoulder back slightly, maybe you want to round it forwards, maybe you really want to reach through the fingertips with all of your effort, or maybe you want it a little bit softer today. Trying to keep both sit bones anchored down here. On the next inhale, we'll come back through to center, so following the gaze of the right hand as you come back up. Coming into an easy twist now, we'll twist to the left first. So nice and tall, we're going to take right hand to left knee, left fingertips are behind you, and then inhale, sit tall, and exhale, just gently rotating through the spine. If it feels okay in the neck, taking the gaze over the left shoulder. But not going to your full depth as we are right at the beginning of our practice. Give the spine a chance to warm up and lubricate. And then on the next inhale, let's untwist, reach up, lengthen, and exhale, twisting to the other side. Really grounding down through sit bones, tall in the spine, and if it feels okay in the neck, take the gaze over the right shoulder. Wonderful. Let's inhale, untwist, come back to center. We're going to bring the palms together this time, drawing the hands down to the center line. So our hands are in Anjali Mudra at the heart. Sitting nice and tall, we'll do a little neck stretch here. So we want our elbows in line with the wrists. We're going to take the hands over to the left, so the fingertips are almost into the armpit. And then drop our right ear to our right shoulder. Finding length in the left side of our neck. Taking a deep breath here, maybe sighing it out the mouth. Drop the shoulders. Good. Slowly bring your head back to center. Bring the hands back to heart. And then over to the right side. Again, we want our elbows in line with the wrists. Fingertips roughly in the armpits. And then dropping the left ear to the left shoulder. And again, we might want to take a nice big breath here and sigh it out. Good. Slowly bring the head back to center. Slowly bring the hands back to heart. From here, we'll take the hands down in front of us, releasing out of our easy seat, and we're going to come into tabletop. So finding your way now. With knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders, really spreading the fingers wide so you can connect down to the earth dynamically, gripping with the fingertips, so there's integrity in the hands here. And we might just want to sway side to side here first before we come into cat-cow. So just taking the hips over to left and right, no particular rhythm, just whatever feels good for you. And as you rock side to side, imagine you're pawing the ground like a cat. So gripping the ground more with one hand and then the other, really connecting down to earth. Settling back into center, let's come through cat-cow. So inhale, lift in the chest, draw in the shoulders back, lift the hips. And as you exhale, tucking the tailbone under, chin to chest, really pressing down into the hands, broaden into shoulders. Good, continue to move with the breath here. So inhale, lift up, let's press into the heel of the palms. And as you round through and exhale, press more into the fingertips. Good. 2 more at your own rhythm here. And each time we move, see if you can create a little bit more space in the back. Lovely. And then coming back to neutral. From neutral, we're going to take a quick puppy pose. So we want to keep our hips over the knees. Walk the hands away from us. Fingers are spread nice and wide. And slowly draw the head towards the ground. So if it doesn't quite reach, that's okay. Just keep it a little bit lifted. Keep the arms engaged. Hips are high. And we're just opening up through our shoulders, through our chest. Spine is kept fairly neutral. Lengthen the neck here. And again, thinking about this contact with the earth. Grip the ground with the hands. Taking one nice deep inhale and exhale. And then slowly lifting up the gaze as we walk the hands back towards us. Good. Counter pose, we'll come into child's pose, knees wide, big toes together, sitting the hips over your ankles, walk the hands away. Coming into Balasana, child's pose, bringing the forehead down. So as always, this is our resting position, so if you want to come back here at any point, please feel free to. It is going to be a gentle class, but it depends on your energy levels, or if you just want to check out at any point and just come into this space, then I invite you to do what feels good for you. Let's take one more deep inhale here. Feel the back of the ribcage expand. And as you exhale, feel the shoulders and hips soften. Good. Bring yourself back into tabletop now. Hands into shoulders, knees into hips. We're going to come into our down dog. Tuck the toes under. Begin to lift up the knees, lift up the hips straight and the legs nice and slowly as we come into down dog. And pedal one heel down at a time. So easing into the back of the legs, showing the ankles a little bit of love here, stretching out the feet. So as we pedal, take it slow, take it mindful. You might want to come really high onto the tiptoes, find a stretch in the toe joints and the arches of the feet. And if the heels don't come down to the ground, that's okay. Keep the knees bent, if that's the case. And then settling into some sort of stillness in down dog, wherever it feels comfortable. And then just give the head a little shake off, release the neck, really press the ground away from you. And then begin to walk the feet towards the hands, keeping the knees soft, bringing the feet all the way under the hips. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Relaxing the head again here, give it a little shake off. And we'll grab hold of our elbows and just take a little sway side to side. Feel grounded in the feet. A little bend in the knees, or as much as you need to. Strong in the legs, but then the upper body is completely relaxed and dangling here. Releasing the arms down now. We're going to roll up through the spine nice and slowly. So really allow your head to hang heavy.
Your head's going to come up last. Take this as slowly as you need to. Notice how the back body feels as you come up to standing. And then when you do come up to the top, head will come up last and we'll roll the shoulders back and down for our Tadasana mountain pose. Lovely. So we're going to come through 2 rounds of sun salutation A, but we'll do it nice and mindfully, so it won't be like each movement's 1 breath. And if you have a particular sun salutation that isn't quite the same as mine, then please feel free to go what feels right for you, okay? So feet under, hips nice and tall in the spine. Let's tuck the pelvis under slightly, draw the shoulders back so we're nice and open and ready for our sun salutation, Surya Namaskara A. Let's inhale, reach up, lengthen. And then exhale, hinge from the hips, bend the knees, come down into forward fold, Uttanasana. Fingertips come down or hands at shins. Inhale, half lift. And exhale to release down. Let's step the right foot back and we'll lower the right knee down, softening into a low lunge here. We want the knee stacked over our ankle or thereabouts, lifting up the chest slightly, so you might want to come up onto the fingertips. And we'll just take a breath or 2 here, allowing the hips a moment to release and realize that it's in this position. Good, 1 more breath. And then we're going to tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, release the back foot into plank pose. If you prefer tabletop, then feel free to release the knees down. From plank, bring the knees, chest and chin down to the ground, and then release onto our tummy. Inhale for baby cobra, so just lifting up the chest, hands are light, elbows drawing back, pressing into the tops of the feet. And draw the chin to the chest so you can begin to find a bit of length in the back of the neck. Good. Let's exhale, release ourselves back down to the ground. Tuck our toes under, push the hips back over the ankles and come up into down dog. Let's take a few breaths here. If you want to pedal it out, then please do. If you want to stay in stillness, then that's good too. We want our hands about shoulder width, our feet about hip width. And if you want to connect back to the breath with the energy flow here, you might like to imagine the energy coming up from the hands on the inhale up to the hips. So that's our upwards, and then exhale from the hips down the legs, to downward energy. Good. Let's come onto our tiptoes now. We're going to bend the knees, look forwards and step the right foot forwards. So we're lunging forwards, lower the left knee down and come back into our low lunge on the other side. Lifting up the chest and just taking a moment to breathe and to settle here. Try to slow the pace down. One more breath. And then we'll tuck our back toe under, lift our back knee. We're going to step the feet together at the top. Bend the knees, exhale, take your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, let's rise up with the breath. So strong in the legs, come up to standing, palms together, and exhale, bringing the hands to heart. Good, so second round, exactly the same. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, hinge from the hips. Nice and long in the spine as we release down. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, fold. So leading the left foot this time, step the left foot back, lower the left knee down, back into our low lunge. This time, if you want to, ground down into the feet. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale to soften shoulders away from the ears. Good. Exhale, taking the hands back down, framing your front foot, tuck your back toe and step into your plank or tabletop if you prefer. Good. From plank pose, knees, chest, chin, releasing down onto your tummy, untuck the toes and inhale, lift the chest for cobra. If you want to come a little bit deeper this time, press into the hands, keep your shoulders away from the ears, and elbows bent. I was going to say knees bent, it's the wrong body part.
Taking one more breath here. And then exhale, slowly release onto your tummy. Tuck your toes under, push your hips back over ankles, and come back into down dog. Again, pedal or stay still, whatever feels good, or you might prefer to come to child's pose. We're going to stay here for another 3 breaths. Really think about gripping the ground with the hands, so the fingers are spread wide. Each fingertips really gripping deep into the earth here. Good. And let's come onto our tiptoes. Bend the knees a little, look forwards. We're going to step the left foot forwards and then lower the right knee down so we're back into our low lunge. Gazing forwards, pressing down into both feet, releasing the arms, inhale, reaching up if you want to, or keep the hands on the ground. Soften the shoulders. And then taking the hands back down, framing the front foot, tuck the back toe, lift your back knee, step the feet together, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up with the breath, nice and strong, come up to standing, and exhale, hands to heart. Wonderful. We're going to come on to a balancing posture now, just to ground us back down, steady us, refocus us. So bringing hands to heart to begin with, find something still to fix your gaze on. So this is our drishti, our focus point. From here, I want you to come nice and high onto your tiptoes. So we're strong in the legs, firm in the ankles, pressing down into the toes and into the balls of the feet. And then slowly taking the heels back down, slowly lean back into the heels and lift the toes. So we've still got the balls of the feet connected, the center of the heels connected, and you might feel the arches of the feet lifting. Then slowly even off the weight in your feet, spread the toes nice and wide. Okay, shift your weight into your left foot now, right knee picks up, take the knee out, and we're coming into our tree pose, Vrikshasana. So you might want to bring your foot to your ankle, your calf, or if you want to take it a bit higher today, you can grab hold of your right ankle and bring it to the top of your thigh. You want to be using your right glute to actively draw your right knee out. And soften the shoulders, soften the face. Is there a way that you could hold yourself just a little bit more comfortably here? And you can either stay where you are, or you can join me and we'll move the arms with the breath. So on the next inhale, we'll make a big circle, reaching out through the fingertips. And at the top of the inhale, the palms meet. And then exhale, slowly bringing the hands back down the center line to the heart. And we'll do 2 more here. Inhale. Good. And slowly exhale, drawing it back down. Wonderful. And last one here at your own pace. Wonderful. And then slowly releasing the knee. So we'll bring the right knee to face forward first, then take it down. And if you need to or want to, give your left ankle a little bit of a shake out, a circle or a stretch. Good. Okay, when you're ready, refocus, finding your drishti again, your gaze point. We're going to rock up onto the tiptoes again, just like we did before, but a little bit faster this time. Slowly bringing the heels down, leaning back, picking up the toes, and then settling back evenly into your feet. Okay, shifting the weight into your right foot this time, left knee lifts, and take the knee out. Finding your version, taking the foot to wherever you want to, ankle, calf, or at the top of the thigh. And then as you settle into your version of tree pose, again, there might be that sensation of rising up on the inhale and grounding down on the exhale. And we'll do 3 rounds of moving the arms with the breath if you wish to. So on the next inhale, nice big circle opening up. And then exhale back through to center. Good, 2 more here. And as you move and breathe, think about reaching through the fingertips. Think about the sensations that are in the arms. How does it feel to move and breathe in harmony and in sync? Oh, I can see a cat on screen. I love that. And then when you're back to center, let's slowly bring the left knee forwards and then take the left leg down. And again, you might want to shake out your right ankle, give it a circle, give it a stretch, flick it out a little bit, whatever feels good for you, whatever you need to do here to release. Okay. When you're ready, we're going to come back into Tadasana. So rolling the shoulders back and down, top of your mat, palms are out, open, ready, nice and tall in the spine. Wonderful. We're going to inhale, reach up, nice and tall, and then exhale, hinge from the hips, coming down. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, release. From here, we're going to step the right foot back. We're going to bring the right heel down. We're then going to windmill the arms up, pivot into the right, and we're coming into our warrior 2. Let me just turn around. Our left knee will be bent in our warrior 2. Arms are out shoulder height, and we're relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Really actively gripping the ground with both feet, so we're not just heavy in the front foot. We're nice and centered into the pose. And we're going to do a Apana Mudra here. So the ring finger and the first finger are going to come to our thumbs. I'll give you a quick view of that. Ring finger and middle finger, sorry, a ring finger and middle finger. So reaching through here. And then again, we're going to move with the breath just like we did in our tree pose. So inhale, straighten the legs, reach up through the arms, keeping the mudra in the hands. And exhale to take it back down, sink into the legs. Good, 2 more like this. So inhale, nice and tall. And exhale, grounding down. Last one here at your own pace. Lovely, and then settling here. We're going to take our left arm down onto our thigh and reaching the right arm up and over. Drawing the right shoulder back for our extended angle pose, Parsvakonasana. Opening up through the chest, through the heart. We still want to be really strong in the back leg, so think about pushing into the outer edge of our right foot. For any of those that want to take it deeper, you can take your left hand down to the ground, to the inside of the left foot. So this is for a deeper stretch. However, on the other spectrum, if anyone wants to be using a lot of core today, you can always release the left arm and reach it away from you as well. So there's lots of ways to play around with our postures. Good. One more breath wherever you are. And then we're going to inhale, windmill the arms back into our warrior 2 position, and we'll take our sun warrior, so lifting up the left arm, right arm will come down. And again, like we did in our side bends at the beginning of the practice, think about whether you want straight angles and reaching with straight arms, or do you want to soften the elbows, soften the angles in the body. One more breath. Lovely, and then coming back through to warrior 2. We'll now straighten the legs, take the hands onto the hips. We're going to pivot the feet to face the same way. We want the toes pointing in slightly, heels pointing out. We're going to come into our wide leg forward fold. So let's inhale, lift the chest, draw shoulders back, and then exhale, hinging from the hips, coming down halfway first. So when the heart's in line with the hips, take a moment to pause. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, maybe begin to come a little bit deeper.
If you need to bend the knees, then please do. And if you get to a point where you want to take the hands down to the ground, then please do. You might want to bring the hands right under the shoulders, fingertips are in line with the toes, and just give the head a little bit of a shake off here, really releasing out. As we take a few deep, steady breaths here, notice how the weight is in your feet. If you're heavy predominantly in the heels, can you make it a bit more even and maybe shift a little bit of weight to the front of your feet? And notice how that changes the sensations in the body. Good, one more breath. And then bend the knees. We're going to roll up through the spine so nice and strong in the legs as we come back up to standing. Wonderful. And then we'll take the arms out shoulder height. Pivot the feet to face the front of the mat, windmill the arms around, and then step back into our down dog. Good. From our down dog, we're going to come onto our tiptoes, bend the knees, and we're going to step the right foot forwards, ground down into our left heel, and then we're going to windmill the arms up into our warrior two. And hopefully we're on the other side, so our right knee should be bent this time. Reaching out through the fingertips, relax the shoulders away from the ears and gazing over your right middle finger. If you want to come back into Apana Mudra, we take our ring finger and middle finger to our thumbs and reach through our pinky and first finger. Let's sink into the legs a little bit more here. Soften the shoulders. Okay, and then moving with the breath for 3 rounds here. So let's inhale, straighten the legs, reaching the arms up. And exhale, coming back to warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Good. 2 more rounds at your own pace. So inhale, grow tall, strong in the legs, reaching up. And exhale to soften and sink back in. Lovely. Last one here. And coming back to our warrior two position. From warrior two, we're coming into extended angle pose. So we're taking our right forearm down to our right thigh. Left arm's going to reach up and overhead. And we're drawing our left shoulder back. Really pressing down into the outer edge of the left foot. So we're trying to find a nice strong stretch in the side body here. Again, your options, if you want to take it a bit deeper, release your right hand down to the inside of your right foot. If you want to make it stronger for the core, releasing your right arm away so you're holding a beach ball. Or just staying in the more original and traditional version. Whatever feels good. Whatever the body wants today, listen in and be kind. One more breath wherever you are. And then we're going to windmill the arms up on the next inhale, coming into our warrior two again. Taking our reverse warrior, lifting the right arm up, left hand comes back towards our back leg, our left leg. And again, tune in whether you want your straight lines and really reaching in opposite directions, or whether you want to make it a little bit softer here. Taking 2 deep breaths wherever you are. And coming back through to warrior two. Taking the hands to our hips now, straighten the legs. So let's pivot the feet to face the same way. Toes in, heels out. This time, if you want to, we can interlace the fingers behind us and squeeze the shoulders, lift the chest. Otherwise, keep your hands on your hips, that's fine. We're going to inhale, lift up, and then exhale, hinging from the hips as we come down. Again, pause when you're halfway. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head, sending the tailbone away from you. And then exhale, maybe come a little bit deeper if that feels okay. Just checking that you haven't locked out into the knees. Allow the knees to have a little bend in them. And then once you're in your fold, you might want to give the head a little wobble, a little shake off. And taking a few deep breaths here. And maybe with every exhale you can just feel yourself getting a tiny bit deeper towards the legs. Good. Slowly release the arms now. Taking the fingertips to the ground, bend the knees, just lifting up the chest nice and slowly for a moment. And then exhale, come back into your fold. We bend the knees, firm up through the thighs, and roll back up through the spine, nice and slowly. Coming all the way back up to standing. Head comes up last, as always. And then we take our arms out shoulder heights, windmill the hands down, frame the front foot, and we step back into down dog. Good. In our down dog here, we're going to step the right foot to the outer edge of the right hand. We're going to step the left foot to the outer edge of the left hand. We're going to take the toes out, heels in, and depending what feels good for you, we're coming down to a yoga squat, so we sink the hips down. Let me just pivot around. And here you might want to keep the fingertips on the ground if you don't feel that steady, or if you feel good, then bringing the hands to heart. Depending on the feet and the position here, your heels might be lifted, and that's okay. You just might need to work a little bit harder for balance. Wherever you are, draw shoulders back, lengthen through the crown of the head, pressing the elbows into the knees. Take a deep breath. And then you've got two options here. So you can take the hands behind you and help yourself to the ground. So we're coming to sit down now. Or your other option is to reach forwards, you brace through the abdominals, and then see if you can lower yourself down nice and slowly with control and extend the legs out in front. But whatever way, we're just all coming down to the ground now. So finding our staff pose, Dandasana, you might want to sit on a cushion or a block here, just to lift the hips a little bit higher. You might want to take the flesh away from the sit bones so we can really ground down. Toes are drawing in towards you, heels are pressing into the ground, and we're lengthening up through the crown of the head. Shoulders draw back and down, and the hands are just resting wherever they come to. So some people have the hands a little bit forwards, some a little bit backwards, and some right by the sides. So this should be a fairly active pose, Dandasana. And from here, we're going to come into our one leg forward fold, Janu Shirshasana. So hugging the right knee in now. I'm just going to turn around so I can face you. And taking the right knee out to the side. If you've got any hanging knees, just feel free to put a brick or a cushion under your right knee. Turn the body to face the left leg and bring in the fingertips down. Let's inhale, sit nice and tall. And exhale, we're going to ease into our forward fold. So think about releasing from your lower back first, keeping the chest lifted to begin with. Slowly walking, crawling hands away from you. If you want to, your left knee can be a little bit bent. And once you've come into your fold as deep as you want to today, then allow yourself to round through the back and drop the head if that feels good. Otherwise, just keeping the gaze lifted. And the hands today, I want you to keep them firmly on the ground. So sometimes we might like to grab hold of the foot or the leg and draw ourselves in a bit closer, but for today's practice, we'll keep them on the ground, on the earth. And if you're gazing upwards, bringing your drishti, so your focus, to the top of the toes. Soften the shoulders away from the ears, and we'll take 2 more breaths here. Lovely.
And then slowly begin to walk the hands back towards you. So we're sitting tall. We're going to bring the right knee in, and then we're going to take it over the left leg. So we're coming into our seated twist. With our left arm, we're going to hug our knee and draw it in. So unless you prefer to take an open twist, we're going to do a closed twist. So left arm hugs our right knee, sit nice and tall. The left leg is active, so we're pressing down into the heel, toes are drawing towards you. And then lift up with your right arm. Really reaching out of the rib cage, create space from the hips to the ribs here. As you exhale, slowly twist to the left, opening up, reaching the right arm, sorry, I'm getting them all mixed up now, reaching the right arm far behind you, and then placing it down to the ground. So we don't want to be leaning back, we want to be sat nice and tall with the hands close towards us. So I always like to use the analogy of supporting arm here is like a cane for a sunflower, really giving you that support for the spine to sit nice and tall. With every inhale we sit a little bit taller, and with every exhale we see if we can twist a little bit deeper to the right. Using a little bit of abdominal strength here to help us rotate into the lower back, which is our least mobile part of the body for rotating into anyway. And then finally, if it feels good in the neck, taking the gaze over the right shoulder. Good, taking one more breath here. And then on your exhale, keep the legs where they are, but unravel through the body. We're going to take our fingertips to the opposite side and just take a little bow here. Relax the head. Release through the spine. And then bringing yourself back up. Releasing the right leg away and resetting in staff pose, Dandasana for a moment. So draw the toes up, lengthen through the crown of the head. Draw the chin in slightly so we lengthen into the back of the neck. Shoulders are relaxed. Take a breath or two here just to pause, to ground down, to refocus. Good. And then onto the other side. Hugging the left knee in and take it out to the side. If you need support under the knee, then please use some. And then turn the body to our right leg. Right leg's engaged, toes are lifting up, and then sitting tall, fingertips down, and exhale as you ease into your fold, walking the hands away from you. Remembering we're releasing from our lower back first, so folding from the hips, rather than folding from the upper back and then trying to lead it this way. We don't really want to do that because that encourages stress and tension into the shoulders, and we don't want that. Once you're in your fold though, if you do want to round through the back and drop the head, then you can. And wherever you are, just taking a few deep breaths. Noticing what parts of the body the breath reaches when you slow the breath down. Simply becoming aware of the breath can really give you so much information and feedback about what's going on in the body. Good, one more breath here. Slowly begin to walk the hands back towards you as you come to sit tall. Taking the left knee, drawing it up, and again we're going to cross it over the right leg. So most of us will be taking a closed twist, so we'll be wrapping our right arm around our left knee. Otherwise, if we prefer an open twist today, then we'll be twisting to the right, but most of us twisting to the left. So right arm hugging our knee, sitting tall, and then left arm will reach up, really lengthen through the left side of the body. And as you exhale, we're going to slowly rotate to the left, reaching far behind us. So as we twist, we're opening up through the chest and then planting the palm firmly to the earth behind us. We might want the hand a little bit closer, really pressing down into our left palm. And as we press down, this will help our spine lift up. Inhale, sit tall, and exhale, twist a little bit deeper, just minute movement, just getting deeper and deeper, ever so slightly with each breath. Keep the shoulders away from the ears, chin is roughly parallel with the ground. And if it feels okay in the neck, slowly take the gaze over your left shoulder. Good. Taking 2 more breaths wherever you are. Wonderful. And then on the exhale, keep the legs where they are. Just unravel through the spine, bringing your fingertips to the opposite side, around through the back, and release down. Counter pose here. Relax the head. And then coming back up through to neutral. We're going to release our left leg, take it away from us, and then we're going to come to the ground now for another twist and a Supta Baddha Konasana, so reclined butterfly. So coming down now, it's up to you whether you want to use your elbows and take it really chill, or we can use a little bit of core and a little bit of control here, so that's up to you. We'll bend the knees if you're going to join me. Press the feet into the ground, reach the arms forwards, and then draw in the navel in. Keep the lower ribs soft and hugging in, and release down 1 vertebrae at a time. If the neck feels like it's kicked in at any point and taken over, then come straight down. And once you're on the ground, just release in again, comfortable. So if you've got a bolster, you could always be lying on a bolster here. That might be quite nice too. So we're going to come into reclined butterfly first. So bring in the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to come wide. Your hands can be on your hips. So find that really sturdy, bony part of your hips, that nice solid structure. So our bones are really the most earthy element about us. They're heavy, they're dense. So connecting to our bones in this way, maybe just grabbing our bone really allows us to ground down and realize that we're a lot more sturdier than sometimes we may feel. So just taking a few slow breaths here, relaxing the belly, allow it to really inflate and expand on the inhale. If at any point the butterfly legs feels a little bit strong on the hips, please feel free to bring the knees back together. And then we're going to bring our knees back together if we haven't already. You can use your hands here. And we're going to take the feet mat width apart. You might want to pick the hips up and just readjust the pelvis and the spine here. And we're going to come into reclined spinal twist. So arms out, shoulder height, palms facing up. Or you might prefer cactus arms and bend at the elbows, whatever feels good. Relax the shoulders down. You might want to pick the head up and tuck the chin under slightly so the back of the neck is nice and long. When you're ready, we're going to drop the knees over to the right and take the gaze over to the left, if it's okay in the neck. If you want more of a twist here, you can bring your right foot on top of your left knee. And I want you to just allow effort here. Allow yourself
yourself to release effort, sorry. Just letting go. Feel heavy in the arms, feel heavy in the legs. And I invite you to close your eyes now if you wish to, if you feel comfortable to. As we're heading towards the end of the practice, just preparing for Shavasana, bringing the awareness inwards. Good, taking one more deep breath here. And then on your next inhale, bringing your head back to center first. Unhook the feet if they were hooked, and then bringing the knees back to center. Take a moment here to shuffle on the back, find evenness on the spine, so you might want to pick up the hips again or wiggle the shoulders. And then when you're ready, twisting to the other side, drop knees to the left. Gaze to the opposite direction if that feels okay in the neck, and then if you wish to, bring in your left foot on top of your right knee. Once again, you might want to close your eyes, slow the breath down, tune into the sense of feeling heavy, feeling the support of the ground beneath you. Two more breaths here. And then slowly bring your head back to center first. Unhook the feet, bring the knees back to center. And before we come into Shavasana, just take a moment to listen to the body. Is there any movement or stretch or wiggle or anything that it needs before coming into stillness? So just take a moment to listen and do what feels right. So you might want to take a shoulder stand, you might want a happy baby, a full body stretch, you might want to hug the knees into the chest. Or you might just want to come straight into Shavasana. So I'll give you a free moments of freestyle here. I'm just going to take a sip of my drink before we settle in. And you might want to turn the lights off. You might want to grab a blanket. So getting comfortable here. Taking this moment, making any final adjustments. You might want to wiggle the shoulders, wiggle the hips, push into the heels to lengthen into the legs. And then once you've made all of your final adjustments, just allow everything to soften. Mentally signaling to every single cell in your body that it's okay to rest. Have a deep knowing and belief that you deserve this rest. And as you send yourself these wishing thoughts and loving thoughts, maybe you can already feel your body becoming softer, becoming heavier. And then we're going to finish our practice this evening with a full body scan. So when you're ready, we'll take all of our awareness up to the crown of our head. Allowing this area to soften and release. Then bringing your attention down to your forehead, into the space between the eyebrows. Allowing this area to become soft
and smooth. Relaxing the temples, relaxing the muscles around your eyes and behind your eyes. Releasing the jaw, the cheeks, lips, and the chin. Relaxing the muscles on the inside of your mouth. Allow your whole face to relax. Allow your whole head to be heavy. And completely release the space at the back of the neck. Soften into your throat. Letting go of the shoulders, allowing them to drop down. Relax into the tops of the arms, the elbows, the forearms, wrists, hands, fingers, and the fingertips. Maybe becoming aware of any sensations you can feel in your fingertips. And then in your next inhale, take your attention to the top of your spine. From the top of your spine, working your way down, releasing each vertebrae at a time, and as you do, relaxing all of the muscles in the back. Gradually softening and releasing the whole back. And then taking your attention now to your chest. Allowing the collarbones to broaden. Allowing the muscles in the chest to relax. Releasing the rib cage. Releasing the diaphragm. Relax down the sides of the body. Relaxing your hips and your pelvis, your glutes, hamstrings, thighs, the front of the knees, the back of the knees, calves, shins, ankles, tops of the feet, and soles of the feet, and toes. Feeling your body as a whole, visualizing its form and shape lying on the mat. Allowing the whole body to relax. And then tuning back into your breath. Your subtle, simple breath. Just feeling the movement in the body, the rise and fall, the expansion and softening. And then to wake ourselves up a little bit, we're going to do 3 rounds of golden thread breath. So on your next inhale, I want you to take a big deep breath through the nose. Really expanding into the chest, into the tummy, as full as you can. And then as you exhale, we're going to release through the lips as though you're blowing through a straw. So 2 more just like this. When you're ready, inhaling and releasing. Last one in your own time. Wonderful. And then from here, let's just invite some movement back now as we wiggle our fingers, we wiggle our toes, circling your wrists, circling your ankles in one direction and then the other. Good, and then releasing the right ear to the ground, gentle twist in the neck. And bring your head back to center, take left ear to the ground, gentle twist. And bringing your head back to center here. And slowly drawing one knee into the chest, give yourselves a good hug and a squeeze. Taking a little rock side to side, releasing into your back. And then when you're ready, rolling onto whichever side feels right for you. Taking a moment to pause, signal to the body your practice has come to an end. And when you're ready, keeping the eyes closed, bring yourselves back up to your seated position. Taking the hands to the heart space now. Let's take a moment here to recall our intention we set at the beginning of our practice. And then rubbing the palms together. Inviting the yang energy back, our solar energy, a bit of heat in the hands. And then when the palms are a bit warm, we're going to take them over the eyes, breathing in deeply here. And then as you exhale, part the fingers, flutter the eyes, allowing the light back in. We then close the eyes, close the palms, taking the hands back to the heart. Wonderful. And we're going to finish with a deep breath together here to seal the practice this evening. So let's inhale, expand into the heart. And as you exhale, allow the thumbs to come back into the chest. Thank you all so much for joining me for this special practice. It's been an honour and pleasure to share it with you. Namaste. Thank you all so much.